Hola, hola, hola. Hello, everybody. Today we are with a very, very special edition of short-term rental cafe. This is in English, but tienes subtítulos en español. Los puedes activar cuando quieras. So today we're talking with Simon Lehmann. Simon is one of the world's foremost experts on short-term rental and vacation rental. He leads AJL Atelier, a specialized vacation rental and business consultancy. Simon, what would you say to somebody who's just starting in the STR business or an Airbnb or whatever we call this thing?
Absolutely. First of all, Juanjo, thank you very much for having me, and hola to everybody as well. My kids speak perfect Spanish. Unfortunately, I don't, so I appreciate we're doing this in English together, but I'm a big fan of Spain, and I spend a lot of time in Spain with our family in either Alicante or Alcoy or the Costa Blanca. So, I mean, vacation rental industry is a tremendous industry and gives tremendous opportunities. While you need to think about before you come into this, why do you want to do this? What is your goal? What is your objective? What attracts you of becoming a property management business, or what attracts you to enter this business? Because I think we can be very clear here that through online travel agents like Airbnb, Booking.com, Expedia, HomeAway, you name it, it has become very easy to become a property management professional, if you wish, because you only need a property, because everything else is sort of taken care of by somebody else who gets you the customers through these platforms. Now, that's a great way to start, and problems start arising when you have 2 units, 3 units, 5 units, 10 units, and then it gets everything very complicated. And you need to think about this is not something you want to do as a hobby or as a bit of a side thing. You need to be able to commit your resources in order to deliver good guest experience and quality to the consumer, because you're entering an industry that is called vacation rental, short-term rental industry, that is really has professionalized over years tremendously. And that's something you need to be mindful. So I think the most important thing for somebody to enter this industry is they need to really think about why they're doing that and what is the plan while you're entering this industry.
That is a really wise advice. I think that maybe we can use that kind of advice for everything we do in life. No? We have to be mindful of why do we do the things we do, and the situation of this business is, as you say, it has developed a lot. There's a lot of technology, there's a lot of professionals, and we really need to give everything we have so to outperform the competition. And one thing I would like to ask you, Simon, what do you like the most about STR or short-term rentals or vacation rentals? We have a lot of names for this stuff.
Yeah, we called it alternative accommodation at one stage. I had the pleasure of working of probably one of the oldest vacation rental companies in the world. Interhome was founded in 1965. So I always say, Brian Chesky did not innovate shared economy, sharing economy. No, Brian Chesky has not cleaned a toilet ever. So we need to be careful of understanding who is really doing what in terms of value proposition and everything like that. So, I mean, that's something I'm very strong about, because vacation rental is you have an obligation. You take somebody else's house or property and you manage that. So you de facto become you become actually an asset manager, and we forget that. And because we're working with so many OTAs now, third-party distribution channel, online travel agents who create the bookings for you, our industry has diminished to become glorified cleaning people. And this sounds really horrible. And I think none of us want to be glorified. We don't want to be glorified cleaning people. We are proud of what we do. And this is why I love vacation rental, because vacation rental is individual. It's a great experience. I have 5 children. So for me, vacation rental is a must because I can't stay in a hotel. It's too expensive. And I can enjoy my family and the kids can enjoy what they want to do. I grew up as a child. We went to a vacation rental with my family. So I was already aware of the type of product. And I always enjoyed it. Getting up in the morning, have breakfast in your pajama. You don't need to get up and get dressed to go to the restaurant of the hotel and think. There's so many advantages. And last, and there's a lot of other points in between, but last but definitely not least, I'm a passionate cook. And in holidays, I have time to cook, right? So this is why it's so important to me that the kitchen knives are sharp and it has good frying pans in the house and everything else. And that's where the problems start, because building a product that has consistent standards and delivery and quality is something very challenging. And I think that's something we need to really be mindful. But I think vacation rental is such a great way of exploring a destination in having a different approach to staying in a hotel. See, this is where hotels are actually, if you think about it, hotels are very selfish because
Yes, they are.
because the hotel, they want to suck you through the door, and from the moment you get
Extract
past the
every
reception,
little bit.
they will not let you out until you check out, right? And then you spend all your money in the hotel, in the bar, in the restaurant, everything else. No, vacation rental is doing something for the community of the destination. We have an obligation to serve the community. We help restaurants survive, shops, tours and activities, touristic attractions. Because vacation rental people, they're people who they want to explore. They want to see what's around, because that's why they took a vacation rental. That's already an adventure in itself, or
Yes,
it
it
has
is.
been. Many years ago, right? It has been very challenging to select the property. Now it's becoming easier because we have reviews and we have different ways what we can trust. But this is why I love vacation rental, because the people who are in this industry, they care about a community, they care about homeowners, they care about guests, and it's a big stretch. And this is why I love short-term rental.
Simon, I've met a lot of people in this industry that talks about what you say about cooking, because cooking is not just preparing food, is the family together, having that food and preparing them and prepare that food for your family. That eating and preparing food is one of the most intimate things one person and one family can do, barring other things more intimate, of course. But the food preparing and cooking, it's a really big thing for a family, and I have found that a lot of people puts that in the core values of how short-term rental, vacation rentals create value for families and for people, and that that's something that I really do think in the same way as you. And Simon, how did you end up involved in STR? How were you have been in this industry for a long time, so how did you end up in here? You already said you enjoyed this as a kid, with your family, and that's building memories maybe brought you here.
No, it hasn't, unfortunately. It's actually a total crazy story, but I came into vacation in 2005. My background is logistics and supply chain and airline business. I was long in logistics, transportation, and ground handling. I was running airports, so I came from the airport industry, and a headhunter called me and said, you're international, you understand the travel business with the airlines, et cetera, I have a job opening. And I was at the stage of my life where I was looking for a CEO job, to get a company where I'm the CEO as a next step. And he came and said, it's vacation rental. And at that time, I looked at it and said, but this is the worst industry ever. I mean, it's not organized. It's not very sexy. It distributes the vacation rental homes in big catalogs like phone books. So, the photos were bad. The experience in a lot of cases were bad. And you remember these places where you stayed with your own family, the furniture were old. It was not a good experience, right? And I was like, And he says, go and have a look. So I did have a look. I was like, wow, this business is bigger than what I thought. It's truly international. It operates in many different markets. I mean, Interhome was spread from Russia to the United States. So we were present literally everywhere. And I really liked it. And I saw the massive opportunity of this hospitality vertical to go into, and I ended up becoming the CEO of Interhome, which is the best thing that I've ever done.
That's a really great story. In this sector, people comes from a lot of different life paths, and it's one of its best things. I think I got that. What is AJL Atelier? What is this? Tell us a little bit about your firm.
Yeah, that's very interesting. Again, family, combining everything together. My wife and I, who had a professional career, we got married, and we had when we decided that we want to have a consulting firm in vacation rental, we did like an online pitch for people to bring us ideas on how we could brand the business. And what we wanted to do is we wanted to combine the names of our children into one brand, right? Mm-hmm. So we worked with abbreviations, like with the A and a J and an L. So the A, as you can see, is actually the roof of a vacation home. The J and Alice and Jack, Eileen are the three children, and Lehmann. And then the white line is the horizon that is global. So it's a global vacation rental company. And somebody made the design for us, and we really liked it, and it has stayed ever since. One thing that has happened, we started off calling ourselves AJL Consulting. And we realized very quickly the word consulting doesn't have a positive connotation to it. It's like consulting. It's like somebody's like a teacher, somebody telling us something what to do and whatever. And consulting is for many people maybe also not a good experience, because in their career they had to have a consultant that told them what to do and whatever. And we felt, no, this is not us. We are very passionate about this industry. We love vacation rental, and we do many different things. So we not just do consulting. I do a lot of speaking in conferences. I speak around the world. We do M&A, merger and acquisition. So we sell property management businesses for others. So we do many different things. We have a pricing algorithm. We do consulting. We have our own school called hotel.school/vacation rentals, where we build a very professional tutorial for vacation rental professionals, where you can actually learn how to become a professional. And all that together was like, we felt like we're being artists. And artists do many different things, and they do that in an atelier. And this is why we called ourselves AJL Atelier, and consulting is one of our offers, but we also do M&A, and we do school education. So we do many different things.
And that's great. We will be putting the link to your website on the description of this video. So I will encourage anybody to go and check your website and see whatever there is there you have to offer.
Fantastic.
And how do you see the future for the STR business?
Yeah, that's a very hard question. I think until last week we were all extremely positive and seeing a new era coming up after a very hard 2 years. I mean, everybody was hit very hard also in Spain with COVID and everything else, and then somebody decides to invade a country and going against all human rights that are out there. I think it's just totally devastating. So would you have asked me a week ago, I would have been, I guess, more positive. But one thing before we go into the future, I want to tell you one thing. And that's the positive news, is that, first of all, what happens right now for us at AJL and everybody and most of the people in the world is wrong. So we don't need to debate that here. That's not a political, but I want to express that we feel very sad, and we do everything possible to support what we can support. What does that mean for our industry? I think one thing that makes me super positive in very dark times is that vacation rental has been the most resilient travel vertical ever in the world, and is continuing to do so. And there is several reasons to that. When COVID came, I was contacted by a Bloomberg journalist saying, what is happening to vacation rental? I said, don't worry, vacation rental will come back faster and bigger than every other vertical, and it has. Why? Absolutely. Because it is a great way. Exactly. You have privacy. You can drive to the destination very quickly. You don't need to fly. You can do domestic holidays. I mean, I always said the story that my wife and I, we went on summer holidays in Switzerland in 2020. And my wife has been living in Switzerland for 10 years. And we always went to Spain in summer, right? And then she said, hey, Switzerland is a beautiful country. I said, yeah, this is what vacation rental can show the local markets as well. So okay. We've seen a lot of, this business has rebounded very quickly because the borders are very low. You can travel, you can still travel to vacation rental. So we've seen SARS, we've seen 9/11, we've seen the financial crisis in 2008, and vacation rental has always come back very, very quickly because it's a flexible product, because the assets are not owned by us. The assets are owned by our owners who work with us. And so we're not dependent on one asset owner who gives us 500 houses. So we have a lot of, we have less risk to balance, and we have more flexibility. We have a lot of flexibility in our industry. And so this is the reason why I remain positive, even in difficult times. I think one thing, vacation rental will continue to grow. Interesting enough, when we did a survey with PhocusWright did a survey in the United States every year to ask how many travelers do use a rental. Now, in 2019, it was 36% of the US travelers have ever rented before, right? And that grew from 5% in 2005. So it took 14 years for the sector to become more aware, right? Like from 5% to 2019 to 36%. But the interesting piece was we couldn't grow this awareness over years, very little step. It was not getting bigger despite of Airbnb and HomeAway and all the big channels. Post-pandemic, we are now having a category awareness of 80%.
80%.
So that 80. So this means we're finally there. We're equal to hotels. So we're there. We don't need to do anything anymore. We're there. Now the biggest issue is asking me how the future looks like. That means if we want to stay there, we need to professionalize our industry, because now we have customers joining us who used to use only hotels in the past. Now, their expectation on the product is a lot higher than the average short-term rental customer who knows what he gets and is more flexible. Where do I get the keys? What do you do with my linen? This and that. Yeah. So the guy who does a rental, like me, I know exactly what I'm getting myself into. But now we have a lot of people who have always used hotels. Now they have a higher expectation about the product. They want seamless entry, automated door locks. They want different standards, and now we need to make sure, as an industry, we're providing a more seamless customer experience that is also addressing hotel-like customers, so they stay with our industry and not going back to hotels.
Well, that's a great review of what we may find in the future. Let's hope that flexibility that is built in this business will allow us to endure those dark times we're getting into, and let's hope this won't last too long, and this situation in Europe will resolve quickly. Hopes and prayers with all those involved, and let's hope we can meet again, Simon, in this channel on brighter times and talking about
absolutely
some future without all those clouds in it. Many thanks to be here today, Simon, and it's been a really, really great pleasure to have you here in the channel.
Thank you, Juanjo, and the same is from me. I want to thank you and all the hard work you're doing on bringing this industry to your audience. I want to thank you for having taken the time to speak with us. We really thoroughly enjoy it, and we'll also wish you all the best. And we will have our good thinking and support to the people in the Ukraine. And if we can be as fighting, standing as they are, I think we'll hope to have a positive future for these people as well. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you, Simon. Bye.
Bye-bye. Adios.